We are live, and today we are going to talk about Bharat's future because Bharat is being pushed around too much, and people do not have a better picture what exactly does Bharat want for itself. So I have a speaker today, and we have another speaker after him who's gonna share a different perspective. So let's start. So, Wendell, what do you have to say for the subscribers and the viewers that why do you believe at this point Bharat should choose for itself?
India want to choose its own bloc. India doesn't want to choose sites like US or Russia because India was already a non-aligned country during the Cold War, and it is firm on its side because if India chooses US, Russia will be angry. If India chooses Russia, US will be angry. So we are non-aligned. We don't choose sides. We do business. If US is ready to choose as a business partner, it is welcome to do business. Else, if it says something like yeah, India or Modi should make us happy, then F off.
Okay, but I want to ask you something. So the viewers can understand what beneficial are you getting from Russia compared to the US, even though many Israelis believe that you are better allies with the US, but you as your home, you feel you are better off with Russia. What's the concept of that?
It's not better off. Like India does a business with many countries. Russia and US is one of them. And the maximum amount of business is with China, not with US. However, I don't know why US is jumping on this one. The trade deficit is about $40 billion. I mean yeah, exact. Just the deficit is $40 billion. For $40 billion, why is US jumping so much?
Well, I guess it's because for many, many years you guys were on a really good relationship. And naturally, if I had
Mhm,
friends who were on a really good relationship with me, and I guess that's normal in human nature, I would expect more. But since you made progress by yourself and you
mhm,
chose what you wanted to do on Indian perspective, so I guess that relationship is a little bit different. Like, where do you
mhm.
see India in the next few years, even though some feel that you're still going to need the US and nothing's better in the US, which is fine. But in a Bharat perspective, it's your house. Where do you see your house in the next few
Yeah,
years?
India has a massive GDP growth. Even after the Trump so-called sanctions, the tariff wars, Indian GDP grew by 8.5%, which is more than world average. So that is because Modi is a very good strategist, and he's taking care of all the policies, etc., and making sure India's growth has no hindrance.
So you're
And
basically
when
sharing on a
Mhm.
Bharat perspective. You're not sharing it behalf of anybody else. You're just sharing it as a behalf
Yeah,
of Bharat perspective. And where
only
do you
at
see Bharat?
hmm?
Where do you see Bharat in the next few years, basically?
Yeah, India is the third or fourth largest economy. Uh, US, China, Germany, and India. Now, Japan has gone down, and India has a massive growth. So, India has more GDP than Japan right now.
But like what I want to know from your perspective, because even though some may agree, some may disagree, I know last stream you did with me, many Americans disagreed. Like, hey, you need the Americans, American dollars worth more. But why do you feel that you don't need it as a Bharat perspective? Why do you feel like you don't need the Americans? Like, why does Moody feel he doesn't need the Americans?
Self-respect. If see, if I call you by stupid ass name, will you like it? You have
No.
self-respect, right?
Yes.
And when I give you respect, I will receive respect from you. It is a mutual respect. It is not one way. US wants India to respect US, but US doesn't want to respect India.
Okay, so I've been watching too many X channels. Like I know I can't. I if I need the studio to do that, and next time I'm going to, do it through the studio because through the studio I can share stuff. When I stream through this, I can only talk. I'm not able to share stuff. But when I do the studio way, you guys don't come as great. The studio, I'm able to view stuff and share stuff with you guys, which I'm going to do
Mhm,
maybe next week, and
mhm,
set up the studio so you guys can view some stuff. But what I do want to say is that, look, I know Bharat is thinking for itself, but
mhm,
my question to you is, if Bharat is going to speak for itself only, don't you
mhm.
think there's going to be many nations affected in your relationship? That, oh, you are not doing stuff our way, you're just doing stuff your way. Don't you think there's going to be some type of thing? Hello, Patrick. Good morning. Today's stream is about Bharat's relationship in the next few years. Will it stay close to anybody or no, or will it choose its own path for Bharat perspective? With the with this stream for, yes, it's about Bharat, because you see, nowadays India has not been good with America, and some feel it should stay with
No, it is
America.
the other way around. It
No,
is the other
that's
way
what
around.
I'm getting there. Don't cut me. I'm getting there. They're both not in good terms. So he's here to explain that why is Bharat choosing its own relationship versus what the world wants.
No, U.S. Uh, pretends to take down
He's from
dictators, but
India. He's from India, but he's afraid to show his face. He's from India, but he's afraid to show his face. He's part of my community too, and he does really good debates in my community. That's his name is Vandal. If you guys have any questions for him regarding Bharat perspective, feel free to ask him. Like, why does Bharat want to choose for itself now and not seek to feel what other nations want? You can ask him. That's what he's here to answer. Oh, you have a comment that he's a great speaker. Thank you. Yes, he knows a lot. Today he's here to share from Bharat perspective. Like, what does Bharat has planned for itself versus what other nations want. And
India is a very huge market. If anyone wants to do business, it has to be on Indian terms and Indian consumer standards, right? When America wants to dump all its farmers' produces, it has meat products in it. Even a non-vegetarian will not eat a non-veg fed meat, right? Because there are certain days or say there are certain months where
I've seen
non-vegetarians
Jews be
become vegetarians.
vegetarian. I've seen
Yeah.
Jews be vegetarian too. No offense. I've seen many Jews who don't eat any meat. They'll eat
No, they are
seafood.
religiously vegetarian. Jews are vegetarian by choice. I am a vegetarian by choice,
No,
but
I
there
know
are.
you are.
Mhm,
I know you are, but I'm just saying that I've seen some Jews be vegetarians too. I met a couple of Jews who are more salad eaters, maybe minor
mhm.
fish, but not really like meat, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
What are the Bharat
For
development's
example,
plans for the Muslims? You have a question, Bendel. What are the
yeah,
Bharat plans for the Muslims? You want to answer that in your
yeah, I'll
house?
get to that. Thank you for the question, Minion Way. Let me finish this. See, what was I saying? I lost the thing. Meat products, right? Many non-vegetarians become vegetarian during certain festivals, and when they are fed with milk or any thing which is being fed non-veg, they will feel bad because of their religious sentiments,
That's
right?
interesting.
Their
Yes.
sentiments should be always respected, and US does not follow that, and India has requested US to share the certificate that those cows or those agricultural produce is not being fed with non-vegetarian stuff,
So it can
and they
be
are not.
easy for
Well,
Indians to eat, right? Without any meat
yeah.
costs.
Yeah, and US is not willing to share that certificate with us. Why should we accept those products? And we have shampoos which are literally 2,000 or 3,000 rupees. We are
Okay,
okay
Bendo,
buying such
answer the
shampoos.
subscriber's question that you can
Yeah,
explain as
okay.
you go.
Let me
Answer
come to
the
that question.
subscriber's question.
What are the Bharat development and plans for Muslims? It is nothing to do with Muslims. We take care of our citizen, and every citizen should abide by the constitution. If they fail to do that, and if they choose their religion over the constitution, then the things will get ugly, right? They have to follow the constitution. For example, a person should not kill, a person should not do immoral or antisocial activities. They have to abide by the rules. If not, when people throw them in jail, they'll start blaming the victim card. Why are specific community people being thrown into the prison? That, see, this is just a victim card. It is not Muslims, it is taking care of the citizen. There are a lot of minorities, even I'm a part of that minority group, and we guys are safe because Hindus are in majority. And crime in India is way lesser than US or any developed countries.
Okay,
We
so
have
I
seen
have
that,
a
right?
debate question for you. Like, what about the violence? Because I think my subscriber has a red flag question, which I agree with him. I understand that you have too many radical Muslims in India, but don't you think you should take precaution actions against them? I'm saying it as a Muslim. So you should.
Yep.
But like, where's the stop here? I think my subscriber has a really red flag question, and I'm not denying that either.
Mhm.
It's a fact.
Yep. Yeah. When there are radical Muslims, for example, Sajil Imam and the other guy, they were denied the bail. They are thrown in jail, and now they are shouting with a victim card that Muslims are being targeted, minorities are being targeted. Man, that guy tried to cut off the northeastern states from India. What do you want India to? How do you want India to respond?
With
And they
precautions
are
act, because
Islamic separatists.
that's like letting criminals get away. And I said this before, I say it
Mhm.
again, I debated it on many channels, but then again, it's the final call is on leaders. What do you
Yeah,
think
and
about the radical Hindus? Do you have another question?
and yeah, radical Hindus see radicalism or religion based. Before that, let me finish the constitution stuff. Okay, as per Indian constitution, a state cannot be cut off from India, no matter what uprising or what revolt there exists. And coming back to the radical Hindus, Hindu scripts does not support any kind of religion based violence. If you find any worse, let's take it up for a different debate. But the religion does not support that. If if there are some violence, it will be in retaliation, or it will be a fringe elements or isolated incidents where some people uh, pick up weapons or try to harm others, which is totally against the religion or dharma. Dharma
Dharma
means
is
do not harm others.
kind of like your land laws, right? Dharma is kind of like your land
It's not
laws.
land laws, it is a natural law.
Natural law. That makes sense. So dharma is always going to be part of India, no matter
Natural,
what you do.
righteous, righteous law.
So remember one thing, guys, subscribers, if you ever move to India or get to know Indian culture, Dharma is always going to be part of India. It's kind of like the Indian thing. And not saying about scripts, even Sri Lanka and the Buddhist country, but even there are racket where it's show they are ethnically
Mhm.
cleansing the minorities. You want to answer that, Wendell? You have another
Yeah,
question.
about that. See, when people harm others, they it becomes an adharma. Adharma is like an anti-religion. If you consider dharma as a religion, then adharma is an anti-religion which is against it. And there are certain scripts in Sri Lanka is a Buddhist country, and see, there was a problem with Sri Lankans and Indian Tamils. Indian Tamils are were taken as a slave to Sri Lanka during the British era, and British left them there because they could not juice out more money from the Indian subcontinent. So before making reparations, they left them there and ran away. and this particular group were denied the citizenship as per Sri Lankan new citizenship law. And it was a Buddhist majority country, and Hindus, the Tamil speaking Hindus, were denied the citizenship, and they picked up the weapons and started revolting against the government
You
for
answer the question, then
citizenship.
I have a question for you. Answer that
Yeah,
question, then I have a question for you.
yeah, they revolted against the government for citizenship. It was never an Indian war. I don't know why India got involved in this. I have no idea because it was a leftist government. They wanted to show their support or some stupid thing, and he got killed in the process. Rajiv Gandhi got killed in the process by supporting Sri Lanka against Tamilians. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay, so I'm. You guys can ask more questions. So I'm going to ask the next question until you guys bring an answer or question up. And by 2030, like my question for Bharat's future, where do you think who are future friends of Bharat? Do you think like the Nugan? I know we already know Israel's never gonna betray, but like we said this before, the divide's only gonna come through the U.S. Away from the U.S., Israel's fine. But the new crew that you are with, do you feel a good vibe from there in 2030 being a part of them?
Uh, See, if Trump pushes too hard, I'm afraid India might end up signing a defense pact with Russia or China. This is my biggest nightmare because we don't want to do something like that. And but however, if India is cornered and if Trump has already, I mean, US has already tried toppling the government in 2019, but they failed. Uh, the deep state. And as of now, Trump is acting funny because I was a supporter of Trump. Now is kind of difficult. Sorry for that.
No, we can
Yeah, and
understand because
why
like
does India have these
yeah.
countries instead of giving them what they want? That is good beating. I did not understand this guy's going question. Aman Kumar. Sorry.
Yes, answer Amal Kumar's thing. I basically asked you what he's saying is like in the next, by we how many years? We are in 2026, and there's 4 years left till 2030. Now, India is Bharat is being very patient because Bharat is one nation that's friends with all the allies. It doesn't believe in a
Mm.
divide. However, in the end, I said this before, I'll say it again. Bharat is going to choose what is eligible for Bharat. I know I've seen many of my American friends who didn't agree with him. Even Israelis didn't agree. That was on my last stream. If you guys watched through the studio, that was on my last stream. That's Israeli and an American Israeli Jew did not agree with Indian morals. However, if it's your home and you're doing okay, even though the team that you're with are Americans' greatest enemies, but if they're not doing anything to you personally and they're bringing beneficial to your country, then sometimes these relationships you reconsider that okay, you're not doing anything to my country, but I'm okay with this relation. That's even in human nature when you make friends. Some of the friends don't like each other, so they're like, oh, take my side. Oh, take my side. But you're like, okay, they didn't do anything to me. I'm not going to break my relationship there. And I'm also going to keep you too. But you need to respect that. And that's technically Bharat. Now, I don't know where this is going by 2030, based on what he said. That,
Yeah, I understood this guy's question. I think he's targeting towards the worst relation between India and China. Now, we have certain geopolitical interest, and countries are countries which were enemies before. Now they are coming together. I think China because they have. Mm, it's like enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. It's just a mutual interest because India does more business with China than US. So India and China is when you're cornered, increasing the tariffs and cutting off the business. So we have common interest. It is never a permanent enemy. That is geopolitics. And let me drop the mic and hand over to the next caller. Okay.
Yes, invite him in,
Thank
and he
you.
can he can give a different perspective. Invite him in.
Yeah.
So, guys, you see, I think it's important for
Yeah, you
people.
should wrap it. Okay,
People,
I'm dropping off. Bye
yeah.
bye.
Bye bye. He's the next speaker's coming. He's going to give the link. So, I think it's important for people to understand history. History has a play everywhere, even though some people run from it. Like right now, have you seen? Look at how many people are cheering for the Iranians. Everybody's like, set Iranian free, set Iranian free. And I'm like, yeah, good. They're coming in. However, I didn't know anything about the Kurds. I knew nothing about the Kurds. Like, why are people like, happy and the Kurds are like set on fire? When I actually spoke to a Kurd, I was shocked what it told me that, hey, these people have did us wrong, and how many years have they suffered? And the Kurds told me that. And I'm just like, what? You're kidding, right? Apparently not. They're not kidding. They've been through this shit. Now, if you were to tell somebody, okay, yeah, so let me invite him in. Come on in. Next speaker, add. Are you in? Are you in? Here he is. I was just telling my subscribers that don't be too like proud. Iranians may be free, but the Kurds want their own fight. That's what I was telling my subscribers. So I'm like, look into the Kurds. Not everything's happy ending, but come on in. This is
Hello,
Samurai.
hello.
Samurai, the next speaker on the show.
Am I
And
audible, Luna?
yes, I'm able to hear you. Can people hear him?
Okay.
Give a thumbs up if you can hear him. Can you all
I think people can
hear
hear me.
him?
Can you? Yeah. I think the people can hear me in the stream. And
Yes, they
where
can.
is Vandal? Where is Vandal?
He left, but since for some reason YouTube is not allowing me from the phone to have three speaker at once. I don't know what happened,
Okay.
so that's why he left and gave you the leftover stream. So
Okay.
I want
Okay.
to ask you in this stream, well, every
Yeah. Yeah.
person is listening. How do you think India's relationship going to be with certain circles in the next few years? It's still going to stay, but it's not going to be like perfect. But like, where do you think India's
Yeah.
relationship going to be in the next few years with what nations? You want to tell the subscribers that from Bharat point of perspective by 2030, based on what you're seeing?
See, if I told from the perspective of Bharat, then definitely like India always have the better relationship with everyone, and India doesn't want that any country should be his enemy. So I mean, India will try, definitely try his best to
नहीं
keep
अभी नहीं क्योंकि
peace with.
इंश्योरेंस का चल रहा है अभी
Yeah, so India will definitely try very best to keep their peace and geopolitical friendship with every country.
1 second,
But yeah,
Rando. 1 second, Samurai. नहीं
yeah,
उन्होंने
yeah,
मुझे
sure.
उन्होंने they have to call me back first. They said there's still stuff going on in the system. I told him that yesterday. Okay, continue. Sorry, guys. Home
Okay.
problems. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, India will definitely try their best to keep peace and geopolitical friendship and ties with every country. But the thing is, like, I can't see any like proper relationship of India with China, with trade deals, with uh, upcoming future trades or whatever you can say, because still in the Galwan Valley it's really harsh time is going on for Indian army there. And China can attack, China can play any type of card in the Galwan Valley, which is a very sensitive area between the two borders, between the two countries. And I don't think like China is trustable for India in the present day or in the future. With the Israel, have a very good friendship. Even still, like 2 hours before, Narendra Modi announced that they again have a
They're supposed
meeting
to they're
and
supposed to meet this
come.
year. This announcement was
Yeah,
made last year that they're supposed to meet in January.
yeah. And like just some hours ago, Narendra Modi and Benjamin Netanyahu have a meeting, and they again, Narendra Modi mentioned the both countries will not tolerate and condemn the terrorism over any of the country like Israel or in over India. So I mean, Israel and India are doing good. We will able to see kind of very change towards Israel if they take the west side or if they take the any other side like
The
the
only
because in
thing,
India
the only thing I see in this picture, I mean, they're fine. I'm not saying they're not fine. Of course, they're fine.
yeah
But the
yeah
only twist I see here, which I said before, is that if Russia and China encourages Israel that, oh, you need to support us with technology, you need to support us with technology and things like that, then that's going to be a problem for Israel, because it's
Mhm.
not going to be, it's not going to put itself in front of the West for a friendship of its opposite allies who hate it, you know? So that's where
yeah
they're going to, the way they're going to manipulate Israel is like, oh, you're India's best friend. You have to be on our side. We're all one circle. India's your best friend. Don't you support India? Which is why they want to keep India. But it's
yeah
going to, they're going to manipulate Israel like, don't you support India? And don't you support India? And that's going to make India stuck against, you know, it's the West, and that's where it's gonna
yeah
have to give an answer.
yeah definitely. And I think Israel, like most of the Israelis say that they are very pro America, pro Trump, and Trump will definitely like they will help them. I can understand, like, yeah, even I agree that so in some points because Trump needs to be have a very valid and solid point to defend Israel. But my question is to Israelis that the pro-Palestinians, which are increasing day by day in United States, in each and every corner, in every city, from New York to Washington D.C., why Trump is not stopping them and putting them in the jail? That's the biggest question. Because, like, if Trump is really serious about the Israelis, about the Israel, they want to protect Israel from the terrorism of Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, then why? Then first thing Trump should do in US to stop pro-Palestinian to get violent, they can protest. There is no restriction over any people to protest. They can peacefully protest about anything. But my point is, like, pro-Palestinians always get violent over, and especially that time when they spot any Jew, it doesn't matter it's an Israeli Jew or any other country's Jew, they
But
always target Jew and
but you
they always
see,
be
there's
get
a
violent.
divide. I was reading about this, and I'm gonna say in front of my subscribers to see it's kind of like a global divide if you look at it.
Yeah,
Let's see, Somalia is on the same team as the Palestinians, right? Remember the Somalis on the same team. Russia is on the same team. Venezuela is on the
yeah,
same team. Afghanistan is on
yeah.
the same team. However, is that when people encourage this, it's going to be eventually a divide. So there is a divide, and it's not going to go away. However, it's on to the leaders, how they make this thing go away. Does that make sense?
Mm, for whom? Like
Like,
for the
look at how the Palestinians hate the UAE,
yeah.
right or wrong?
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Continue.
Look at how the Palestinians hate the UAE. They don't like the UAE. They
Yeah.
hate the UAE because
I mean,
UAE.
they definitely don't like UAE because, like, UAE is a very developed country. They have a very educated people in their country, and there is no support of radicalism.
And
The
even
Muslim
Bharat,
don't support
like
radicalism.
Bharat, India, from what I was studying about Bharat, it is in good terms with Syria. It is in good terms with UAE. Maybe Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia, it has a little bit downfall currently, but it's in good terms with a lot of the places except for Pakistan due to a narrative. I was actually reading about that LET is a terrorist organization in Pakistan that's
Yeah.
specifically made to dominate and kill like take over Kashmir, right? So I was reading about that. Even though there's not enough sources to claim, which I'm looking for to expose, that they're specifically made to target Kashmir. Bring back the previous speaker.
Yeah, I mean, he will be back soon. He went, I think he can't join the live stream for some YouTube live policies.
He's
Like, no
the
people.
reason why he's left because it was Samurai's turn. So do you have any questions for
Yeah,
Samurai? So tell in your Bharat
yeah,
perspective, what are you expecting for Bharat in the next few years, and who's gonna who's gonna be strong with Bharat and who's not? That's what the subscribers would want to know.
yeah. Uh, any question you can ask. I will try to explain it way better because, like, there are lots of things going on, and now after the recent attack, I mean, Trump's attack in Venezuela, he always used to state that the Venezuela government, Maduro, is a corrupt leader. The reason we know is make Venezuela with to send, I mean, sell their oil globally with dollars currency instead of bricks. And also, Venezuela is the biggest hub of oil, and they want to control on oil, and that's why, like, Trump's first target done, second target is Iran. And you can see, like, how protest got escalated in Iran in a very dangerous way. So there are many things are going on in Iran right now, and I think Trump can attack anytime because the rumors are coming out. uh Wait, what is India Europe relation? Can they help with Trump? In Italy, yeah, with Italy, India's relations are very good. Even UK and France are also are in a very good ties with India. But we need to see that how much it how much the I mean, India's geopolitical ties with these European countries lasts long. But the thing is, like, Europe is also the other country where the always racism on South Asians, especially in Indians, are very normalized. And that's the thing, like, I mean, in geopolitical, it can turn towards anywhere, but in with Europe relation, it's the same like we used to have with America. And yeah, definitely, like, we have recently we have a good ties, unless if India goes with the relationship with Russia, and if Trump, like, he used to take over, like, he already started saying that just separate Denmark and Greenland and include them in the include them in American continent. I mean, not like that. Well, like, Trump only want to control the geopolitical stuffs of Greenland and Denmark, which is a very
Like
huge loss for Europe.
I've been seeing right now that Netanyahu is in India currently, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's in India currently, isn't he? And
yeah.
as far as I know, even though some may disagree, but like he feels he can bring like make a strong alliances. But this is where the stuff comes in. If India remains with the opposite side, it might affect some stuff that some people don't see it, because in the end West is gonna ask him like, hey, why you helping my allies? You know?
Mm.
Why you
Yeah.
is linked to my
For
allies?
Yeah, before I continue to your question, I got a question about what you think about Indian hatred online in various platforms like X, Reddit, and TikTok, Insta. Yeah. So, like, as always, like, TikTok is banned in India, so I don't know what's going on in TikTok platform. But However, I can say about X, Reddit, Instagram, and why the racism over Indians is escalating on these platforms, because you know that these platforms are heavily controlled by Mark Zuckerberg, and the X is completely controlled by our beloved uh, SpaceX. I mean, yeah, you can understand who is the guy.
No, I
So,
do. I do understand. It's just I don't know. Like I feel in that by 2030, like US is going to get really practical with certain nations, and it's not going to be no ordinary. It's going to be very practical, and it has gotten practical. And for those friendships change, man. Relationships don't stay the same. And
yeah.
I know a lot of like somebody was writing me this, I'm not going to say the name, that some people feel that India is the closest alliance to like Israel. But at the same time, I'm looking at all these other comments. I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to be hateful. They're saying no, it's not. So that's where I'm not understanding this divide. All say no, it's America first only. And somebody just wrote me that watching YouTube. I'm not going to say the name, but I know he's watching. I know he is. But
Yeah.
like, you know, and I guess by 2030, some point West is going to get really practical with certain nations. Like, whose side are you on? And in the end, I've said this before, even though Wendell did not agree with me. I
Yeah.
feel, because many Israelis feel this way. In the end, I was reading this too, and I'm still in denial what I'm reading. That India is going to choose West. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what sources say that sorry, Israel's
Hmm.
going to choose the West. Israel's going to choose
Yeah.
the West regarding anything. No matter what it does, it's always going to
But
choose the
the
West.
question is, like, if India choose West along with Israel, so is it like India will still continue to make a good ties up and geopolitical relationship with Russia? Do you think, Muna, is it going to
Repeat
happen
that again.
if India select West? If India select West with Israel, like they select America to get a very good tie with them, because like Israel used to go with United States and with the
Mm-hmm.
West, and also
Yes.
like if for now, if we leave the situation and if we talk about the India's future relationship with United States and the other West countries, so do you think like still India along with them, India is going to have the proper geopolitical ties up with Russia? Do you think?
It literally says, so one of the subscribers wrote that India won't choose, sadly, because it interprets and study history. India is not going to choose
Hmm.
the West. It doesn't seem like it is going to stick to the
Yeah.
allies it's currently with based on where history is leading. Maybe in the
Yeah.
past it has. And one of my fans have a question for you. Why do you need to choose Russia? Like, I wonder if he's in here or watching the private. He has a question. Like, why do you
uh
need to choose
as
Russia?
usual, as usual, I'm not with any country unless the country recognizes India and condemns that a lot of terrorism coming towards from Pakistan, and also like it's going to become from Bangladesh. So
No,
my
but
point
okay,
is
so
to support.
okay, so what he's asking, what is it gonna gain being with Russia? Why does it want to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
its
yeah.
relationship
I'm
with Russia so bad? That's what it wants to
I'm
know.
yeah, I'm coming to the main point. So the main point is Russia trusts India a lot. Why? Because Russia has sent S-400, the defense system, to India while the India and Pakistan war happened this May 2025. And this is the point that even China demanded from Russia about the S-400, but Russia denied to send it to China because Russia knew that China has a very strict communism and it will behave according to their communism policies in China. The CCP will not use it very properly, and might be it can result that China and Russia relationship will be get broken after some time. You can say temporarily, but yeah. there will be some like conflicts between China and Russia will may happen in the future, and that's why like Russia didn't allow to send S-400 and the other defense systems to China, but they when India asked for it, they just sent it to India just during the war when the Indo and Pakistan war happened again in 2025 May, and this is the reason I believe Russia strongly agrees with India till now. And like in if we check the history, like when in India was completely opposed by each and every country, America, Western countries, including Pakistan and uh, every country, Myanmar, every country in the world, and only Israel and Russia are the two only countries who supported India and backed India with the defense, military weapons, and other equipments,
Okay,
and
so here's
each and
I
every
want
supply.
okay, so I want you to go back into the chat, and I
Yeah,
have a speaker who wants to debate all these questions what you said, and I think I'm going to end the stream with that because he feels that anything you are choosing regarding Bharat is inaccurate, and he's an American Israeli Jew. I'm about to
yeah,
avoid as my last speaker, and I want you guys to retaliate in the chat. So I will invite him, his dear Hackstar, because he's listening and asking me on the chat everything. I think I'm going to conclude it with him, and if he wants to retaliate all the questions regarding Bharat, he can. This will be the time that why does he disagree with Bharat's decision towards everything, and he feels that
yeah.
everything's not accurate. Okay, so like you can exit out, go back to the chat, and he can click the link as soon as you get off stage. Then he can enter.
So, should I leave or should I stay
Yeah.
here? Okay.
Wait, let me hold on one second. Let me tell him you
Yeah, yeah.
can enter
Uh,
through the phone. You can enter through the phone for a few minutes. Let me ask him to come up.
okay. So,
Okay,
so should I
so
leave now?
yes, drop down and
Yeah.
see if you can
Okay.
enter. Let's see if
Okay.
you can
I'm
enter.
dropping. It was
Okay.
nice talking to you guys. We'll soon
Yes, yes,
meet
he's gonna
in
respond to
another
these
stream.
questions because he's
Yeah.
listening. So I'm gonna let
Yeah.
her
Sure.
respond. Okay.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Okay, step down and Hexar enter the link. Click the link to enter. Enter, click the link. Is he gonna come? Click the link. Click the link that I gave you. Okay, give it a second, guys. Let's see what he's gonna say. This link, XR. XR. Let's invite him in. Don't open your camera. You don't have to, but like on it's on YouTube only, no other platform. And if you want to retaliate the questions, you can. Just come for a few minutes and I'll close out the channel because you're listening to our stream and you're asking me all these questions. It's better if you just retaliate to the questions. But there's so many questions that you disagree with. I felt I should invite you on stage that you want to tell our Bharat members that why do you feel that India does not have a future and based on what it chose for Bharat. Come on in. Here he comes, guys. He's an American Israeli Jew. Come on in. All right. Hi!
Okay, this thing forced me to use my camera, so I guess I just went ahead and did it.
All right. Welcome on in. You've been listening to everything.
So
Say
there's
hello to my dear friend,
hello
Hacksar,
everybody. Hi.
American Israeli Jew, and the
I'm
best
not
politician
Israeli.
leader.
I want to be honest first. I'm not Israeli. I'm 100% American.
Okay,
So
we'll call you American from now on.
I have
American.
family in Israel, but I am not an Israeli. I'm 100% American. So there's so much. I missed the beginning of the stream, but there was so much to talk about. I'll go backwards. First, he started talking about S300. S300 is a piece of junk system. It has been that way it has been a laughable system for so long. And if you're comparing that, oh yeah, because Russia just easily gives out the S-300 system, you're paying a fortune. It's not cheap either. It's an expensive system that Russia sells. That's really a piece of junk that we can disable. Israel can disable. A lot of countries can disable pretty easily and pretty quickly. If you don't need to look further than the war with Iran, or even the S-300 system that they integrated with Chinese technology, military technology in Venezuela, which we took out in less than 1 second. The system is a piece of junk, and it only works for like if you were engaged in third world fights, or smaller countries attacking each other that don't have advanced technologies. So comparing that to anything the United States has to offer, which Indians love to do. Oh, Russia is giving us the fifth generation fighter. I heard that like a few days ago by one of your streamers. Have you seen any of Russia's advanced technology being used in Ukraine? It's not. They don't have any. If they had it in a large enough quantity to even use it, they would have used it long, long ago. So that in of itself is funny. And the reason why is they don't have export controls is because they don't care how you use the system. They have no morals. They're a dictatorship. They attack Ukraine for their personal gain illegally, and they don't really care how totalitarian countries that they give it to, like Iran, are using that equipment. So why do you? I mean, no country in the world is going to sell their military equipment without export control, so you can turn around and use it against them. That's just ridiculous. And that's the argument that I heard from a couple of your streamers, and they need to get a grip on reality, because that's the reality. Every country that produces advanced military equipment, including Israel, have export controls because they have an interest. They're not to not have their military equipment being used against them. That's just common sense. And if India doesn't like that, then they can go with the third world stuff that can be taken out in 2 seconds by any advanced country. It's a joke, and it's not even a good comparison. So next we'll go to Venezuela. There was a little discussion. Like I said, I came in at the end, and I
No,
have to.
they were just sharing regarding their future in 2030, as like what do they feel for India and Bharat, how their economic will be. And I told them that some stuff, you share your thoughts, but some nations will not agree with you, basically what it is.
That's fine. I mean, everybody can disagree with me. Anybody can have their own opinion on different things. That's fine. But but the thing to talk about India first, I try to go back to like in the beginning of the conversation. So he started talking about India hate, and I've seen you share a bunch of stuff about all these Indian influencers and podcasters talking and posting about India hate.
That's a lot of in America. No offense,
Right.
Hackstar.
No, it may be. That's fine. And the funny thing is that I lived in America all my life. I work for an Indian company. I'm in IT. I'm around Indians all the time, and the funny thing is none of them would agree with most of these influencers and podcasters that are talking about India hate. Indians love America.
Well, you work for
I,
Indians. You've been
well,
working for
not
Indians
just
so many
that,
years.
not just that. Like in my youth, when I was growing up, becoming a professional and starting my career, I worked with people in IT from all over the world, and a large number of them were Indians. And I have seen them go from being H-1B visa holders to get their green card to getting permanent residence and living here forever. And I've seen a large number of them do that because they love this country. They see that they can get a better quality of life here. Like like there is no Indian hate. until I saw all those Indian podcasters posting that.
They're literally saying like the leadership. They wrote like they disagree with the leadership. So thought I asked, what do you mean disagree with the
They
leadership?
they hate America. The people that are posting this hate America over and over from their posts and the way that they're commenting, and they don't like they extreme nationalism of India, but they don't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture ties into this, and it always will tie into this. India, most people in India are very poor compared to people here. I know because I talk to them on a regular basis. I work with them. A lot of people that I work with are offshore single day of the week. So I know I've asked them questions just because I'm India, and some of them, a lot of them live all over India. They're not all in one place. And the thing is, very different than here. Number one, I feel India hurts themselves greatly by aligning themselves with two-bit dictatorships all over the world to make a quick buck. And that's one of their serious problems of Modi that he's done over all these years is he doesn't he has no morals. And I'll keep saying this to Indians over and over again. The government, like I'm not saying I'm not applying this to Indians in any way. This is the government of India that I'm referring to. And I feel that the government there has no morals. They're willing to do anything to get the cheapest purchase of whatever commodity or item that they're looking for, regardless of how bad the person that the group, the country that they're getting it from is. For instance, India, we're doing business with Iran and having to be sanctioned by the United, having like 5 or 6 of their companies sanctioned by the United States because they were still doing business after we told them that listen, we have embargoes, we're stopping, we have sanctions against Iran for a very long time because they're
I
a
know that.
terrible, horrible
Very long time.
dictatorship that are killing their own people and imprisoning. And it's a horrible situation there. And why do you think their country's in so much turmoil?
It's
It's sad that out of all the countries in the world, they choose to do business with a lot with Russia, Iran, and just countries like that. It's sad. And the fact is that when President Trump did his tariffs, he did a large tariff change in the beginning to get people's attention, the country's attention all over the world, to be able to start making deals with these countries and making it more fair across the board. India has some of the worst tariffs in the world that we have against us with them. Just ask Harley Davidson how they feel about the tariffs
I have a
against
question
our
for you,
motorcycles.
Haxar. So, like, I know
Yeah.
many Indians believe that Israel is always going to remain their closest ally. But why you, as an American, believe that is not true over the U.S. first? I know many debated on this question. Why do you believe it's always going to be U.S. first?
What do you mean U.S. first?
Like
Explain
America first. Like, I know Indians believe that Israel's always going to be the close ally of India more than like America. But why do you feel that way? That's like, do you believe that's true? Is it always going to go over the US or no?
is what I'm confused about the question. What do you mean Israel is going to be first with India? I didn't understand
Like
your question.
Russia tomorrow. Russia, if they want to buy, let's say, technology from Israel against the US, do you think Israel's ever going to go against the US? I'm just using that as an example,
No. Why
right?
would they?
That's what
That's
I said too.
ridiculous.
I don't think Israel would ever go against the US, but like
No, not first off, not, going and working with people that are going against Israel is not even in the best interest of Israel. People that do business with Iran and won't stop after being told many times is dangerous. And I'm really not impressed by Bibi, being in India and working with Modi because if he starts selling, let's say, natural gas to India, um, they're working with somebody who's also funneling the money to people who hate Israel. They it's just
it doesn't make
not
any
smart.
sense to you. That's what a door said too in the last live stream. It makes no sense to really be a part of them when technically they hate Israel too. They're just in some ways they're just gonna use India. They're not really going to do anything
I
good.
think so. I think they might make a small deal with India, but in the past, I haven't seen much going on between Israel and India for a very very long time. So I don't know. I think Bibi may want to make some trade deals with India, smaller trade deals. I mean, that's not. It's going to be insignificant. um,
You,
but like the biggest, like I said, I love Indians. I've worked with them all my life.
my friends
I
are
talk
Indians
with
too. I
I
have
talk
friends,
with them
many Indian
all the
friends.
time. I talk with them all the time. They're great people and they love Americans, and it's the opposite of
My
what a lot
husband's
of those people
manager
say.
is a Indian, and the fact is that they both watch India and Pakistan cricket together. They discuss the war together. They discuss everything related to India, Pakistan, and I'm like, you guys
They're
sound like
very smart. They're very
great
smart
fun.
people. I enjoy working with them all my life, and I don't think they may not say it publicly, but I don't think most of them don't agree with what the government is doing in regards to working with these dictatorships all over the world. I think it's not stable. Like the BRICS thing is a total.
It's
That's the
like the
other
last
subject
speaker
that was
said
brought
that
up.
he's very terrified if India ever says yes to be a permanent ally of China. Then they're doomed. Why would you want to trust China permanently?
Well, I mean, the what I heard from one of your previous speakers was the reason why they wanted to, like, which I never even heard this. I don't even know if it's true, but the reason why that they wanted to go with BRICS was because they were worried about being sanctioned from the United States, their currency. And I'm like, the only reason why we would do that ever is if you're doing something so bad to the United States that we have to sanction the heck out of you. We don't normally do that. No other country in the world. We have the largest reserve currency in the world, and we've had it for an extremely long time, and it's very stable. No other country in the world is worried about that except for two dictatorships. Why are they worried about that? And it's because they're doing things that are contrary to the interests of the United States, and it's making it dangerous for them, and they're scared. But I'm telling you that going to BRICS is not going to safety. It's going to a currency that is so unstable that the countries within BRICS are all fighting each other,
Oh,
and
I
it's
heard that many
and
times.
and
Yes.
the currency isn't even stable. I mean, you're going to. It's like they'd be better off turning to a cryptocurrency or something. I mean, it's just going to BRICS is nonsense, and it really just makes them look bad. And that's the thing. It's like all this is about the government, and if they and it, the at the end of the day, all of what the government in India is doing is hurting themselves. They could be they have the population is huge. It's like what is it 4 or 5 times larger than the United States, maybe even more than that. I don't know. It's right around that. And if you had a if you had a great economy there, can you imagine the fact that they would have less people being contractors in the United States and they would be more productive within their own country? Not saying that we don't want them here. I love working with Indians here. But I mean, think about it. Their people are they can't make anything near the amount of money that they can make here there. So it leaves them poor. It leaves them struggling to make money. If they had a better economy and they focused on doing the right thing, they could they could be a very wealthy country. They could. They
No,
don't
I
have the
agree.
oil.
I
They don't
agree.
have the oil of the Middle Eastern countries or us or something like that. But they do have things that are very in demand that could make them lots of money. They can even open up their markets and
And
stuff like
one thing
that,
I
and,
miss you
and
told
bring
me
bring in more free trade. I mean that's
one thing I miss you
important.
told me long time ago. I didn't see it at first. You told me there's a difference between worth and quality of the material. So they're two different things. So it's like if I want to buy something, I just buy it because it's cheap somewhere. That means I just buy it because it's cheap. But if I want good quality stuff, that does cost money. Something me and my husband debate on.
Well, I mean, we can go back to the S-300 defense system. It's not even cheap. It is
I miss me and my
expensive.
husband's
It's a
debate. My
very
husband's all
expensive.
about the
I mean,
price, and I'm about the
missile
quality.
missile defense systems are very expensive, but not. I mean, if you compare it to advanced technology, obviously the advanced technology is going to be way more expensive. But when they're talking about buying Russian advanced fighters, I mean, that's a joke against our F-35, which is the best fight. Really, there's no comparison in the world to our F-35s. Why do you think Israel can't stop buying them? They're the best fighter in the world, and they've improved ours. And
You
we've been
you
working with
got a
them for a
red
long
flag
time.
question. You stumped me last time. How do you think Ukraine won? Ukraine won because of the U.S. quality weapons. Without the U.S. quality weapons, Zelensky didn't have a chance.
Well, it's because we partnered with Ukraine to help defend them,
Right.
and in the beginning, we sent them a large supply of our stockpile, older stockpile. So they're winning against Russia against our old military equipment, not even our new. We don't have F-35s in Ukraine. We
I
don't have
think
the
that
advanced
I think
fighters
the
there.
best answer I can give, like I know a lot of the people are writing in here. The best challenge I can give is when you guys go into a serious war, like a serious one, where you have to protect your people, almost everything, and your soldiers. I would say when you go into a real serious war, you will really understand how much success did your military make. That's the
Well,
best way I could put it.
I want to reply to that. All wars are very serious, and wars are won. I'm not a military expert by any means at all, but I love analysis, and I love reading about
Mm-hmm.
from the experts. I've read John Spencer's all of his detailed information. I've learned a lot from over the years from things from him. But I read a lot of them, all the of our commanders and our generals and the retired ones post long analysis of information to help learn. But the thing is that wars are won by how quick they are, not by how long they are. And the thing is that if you have not a strong military and you're buying cut rate military equipment and you're running equal to your opponent, it's going to be very hard for you to win quickly. And you'll see that any war, like we can use, India's military as an example. They don't have an advanced military, especially their air force. I pulled up their air force. I was like blown away how old and how limited it is. That's why they were looking at our F-35s. I can understand why they were looking at it, but um, the thing is that like the when you if you have to go to war, which no country should really, you should avoid that at all costs. Everybody does, but the thing is that as a last resort, you really want, if you have to do it, you want it to end really quickly, and you want to win. And you're not going to do that by investing in China and Russia, especially.
I think that chart's pretty
Russia's
accurate.
funny. I laugh when I tell you, I laugh when your Indian friends came on and started saying that they're worried about the United States export control, so they're going to Russia's advanced equipment. Do you take a look at how well Russia's advanced equipment is working in Ukraine? That's the most perfect. I'd love to challenge them to a debate about that because it's funny. It makes me crack up. It's really funny
Maybe next
because
time you as an American.
there is
Maybe
no
next time.
advanced Russian equipment. All their equipment is extremely old and junk. And they try, like, anytime they say they come out with a new thing, they may produce one or two prototypes. And that's about as far as they can get because they can't produce them. They can't even manufacture, they can't even get the chips or the circuit boards to make the equipment. And they don't have the software design capabilities and the military type of technologies that like the Western world can produce. It's just funny. And I'm not an expert at this, and I know this. I've been following Ukraine since the beginning, and it's just funny. They can't handle Ukraine because they're using our old military equipment against them, and they can't handle it because they don't have anything that can beat it. Even our old, some of the equipment is 50, 60 years old, and they can't beat it. And that's funny, and that's what that's what India is talking about. So
Okay, you have a question. You have a question. It's Aman
okay.
Kumar. What is your question to our friend from
I'm
America?
not like I said, I'm not a military expert, so I mean, I hope it's not a military expert question because I'm not a military expert. I just do analysis on it and
Okay, go
research.
ahead. You ask your question before I get ready to play close this thing out. So, any other questions? Now it's time to ask an American direct. Go ahead. Ask your question, Aman Kumar. What is your question? I think he's typing it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to leave soon. Just give a heads up, but I got a little time here.
Oh, heck, sorry. You're ready to debate anyone when it comes to the Americans. You don't take any false information.
Well, not just America. I mean, I'm free to. I'm okay to debate about Ukraine war,
He's
which
saying, has he heard of the DeepSeek versus Chat GPT? Do you have anything to say to that?
oh, that's a now we're getting into random stuff here. Yeah, I don't know a lot about DeepSeek. I know a lot about Chat GPT, but DeepSeek is really just. I'll tell you what China does. China's very good at copying other people. And that's exactly what they did with DeepSeek. They trained DeepSeek on ChatGPT. Did you know that? They
Even I didn't know
actually
that.
in the
Wow.
beginning, DeepSeek was responding as like if you asked what is your name, it said it was ChatGPT. That happened a long time ago. So I mean, this is exactly how China works. They don't invent anything. They copy stuff from other people, and they do it poorly. That's like I said, I can't give you analysis about DeepSeek. I don't know a lot about it, but I remember reading that a long time ago, and I'm not surprised. And yes, they're trying to. I did read about how they're trying to spin the game of AI like we are in order to stay on top, try to stay on top of it. But you compare it to the American stuff, it's they're using American technology to train their AI. They're not even
I
using
bet
their
a
own
lot of the people
training
did not know
algorithms
that.
to do
I
it.
bet a lot of people did not know that.
No, you just Google it. That's just basic information. I'm not releasing anything that most people don't know. But I mean, that's the way. If you look at China's advanced fighter, it is the advanced fighter is a copy of the F-35 that doesn't do anything probably close. I don't honestly. I have read analysis of both, but I would love to see an F-35 go against the advanced fighter of China. That would be hilarious because I honestly feel that the Chinese advanced fighter would have no idea where the
That's
F-35
actually a
was.
red stumper. That's a stumper question. Would
And
they
I
really
think
dare
that
to go against the Americans with
oh,
any of that?
I'll tell you right now. If I could tell you about the Chinese advanced fighter going against the F-35's biggest
They're saying,
feature. Hold
heck,
on one
sorry,
second.
there's
Hold on a second. Let me finish this really quick.
the chat.
The F-35's biggest feature is that you can't figure out where it's at. So if the F-35 was out there and the Chinese advanced fighter could not locate the F-35, they're going to be blown up before they realize that they were targeted by an F-35. That's the whole point. They don't have to dogfight anymore. It's not even there. It doesn't even know where it is. And it's like our B-2 bombers. They're gonna show up and leave, and you won't even know it was there. That's the way the technology is going with that stuff. And China's stuff is they try really hard, but they're not inventors. They don't have they don't have any freedom there. There's no free businesses in China. That's why there'll never be anything close to the United States or even like the UK or any other freer countries. It's just not possible. What was the other question?
They feel that America's weapons is not going to make it in the next few years. They wrote it down
Oh
there.
yeah, I've been hearing that for a very long time.
That's what they said.
It's a wishful thinking with the United States. We're doing nothing but advancing our stuff every day here. And matter of fact, we're coming out with new fighters that are going to be way bad thing about the F-35. It's very expensive. It's not an easy fighter to produce, and it's very expensive. They don't know what they're
Right here,
talking
guys. Just
about.
check out. Here's
We don't
another
have
military chart.
competition. We don't have a lot of
Look, the
competition.
military chart.
We don't have a lot of competition with that type of
The
stuff.
military chart. Even though India is still number 4, but it's still not at the top yet, guys. It's still below China. So if you want to match any of that, you
Oh,
can.
come on. There's not much competition below the first three.
And
And
that's
most
why
of
I've been
them,
saying
and they
that.
only
I've been saying that they're always going to
comes up
be
the,
there,
hold on a
but they
second.
can try.
The only reason why Russia comes at the top of any chart is because they have the old Cold War stockpiles. And those old Cold War stockpiles are almost gone. They're depleting them. They're pulling tanks out of boneyards right now they're like 40 years old or 50 years old because they don't have them anymore. It's they're gonna like to be honest with you, a lot of the Russians charts are gonna be the charts on military stuff with pertaining to Russia are gonna be very different in the future because they're able to keep up with the supply of weapons to keep the flow going in their factories, but like they don't have stockpiles anymore. They're gone. There's all left is stuff that's irreparable. That's why they're having so much problem. And the funny thing is Ukraine has handed them their butts by blowing up their oil refineries.
His
They're
name is
actually
Hacksar. He's part of my community. He's the
I
most
laugh at
intelligent person in the community to
I
debate with.
laugh. I laugh at the Indians that are talking about, oh, they need to have stable oil coming in and cheap oil coming from Russia. Russia is. Do you guys realize that Russia is currently what's it called? Rationing their gasoline supply. They're
No way.
rationing. Yes, they're rationing their gasoline supply. So they're literally don't have enough to even supply their people because because Ukraine has blown them up a lot of their refineries and oil production facilities. So it's that's stable. That's what you know uh, India is banking their supplies on. It's laughable, and I know that they use the Middle East too. But I mean, we are a huge supplier, and it'll never end for us. No one will ever be able to do that to us. And it's just fun. I mean, it's not even an argument when you're talking about that stuff. It's just disingenuous. A lot of
I
these
mean,
arguments are just disingenuous, and
no,
I,
I
I
guess I want to say,
understand.
in Indians' point of view, okay, Bharat may have a future tomorrow as Indians want them to, which is absolutely fine. But in American point of view, Americans, even though I am an American, I'm going to say it. Unfortunately, it's true. Americans are going to stay number one. It's going to take a real heavy force to knock them down. I hate to say it, but it's true because look at
Why
the
do they
stuff.
keep? Why do they keep even saying that? It's not even necessary to talk about taking us down from number one. It's not. First off, it's not going to happen because nobody's even close. If you look at the numbers, nobody comes close, and they never will because we have about as the largest free market in the world, including the biggest consumer too. We're the biggest consumer in the world of a lot of things.
I'll give an example. I learned this the hard way, okay? I really did learn this the hard way, okay? There's a difference when you use the American dollars in other countries. That's double the money. And I didn't understand that before till my husband told me, like, just try using a US dollar in Pakistan or Israel
Oh
or
yeah.
because it's double the money. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's true. It's
Well,
worth of a dollar. It's
it depends
powerful.
on the strength of the currency. If you look at Canada, for instance, our money is worth, I believe, don't quote me on this, I haven't looked recently because it goes up and down, but I believe the Canadian currency, our currency might be worth less than the Canadian currency. I can't remember, but our currency goes up and down. But if you're talking about poorer countries' currency, it yeah, there's no comparison. You're talking about 4 or 5 times
I
the
observed the hard way, and my
the
husband told
more
me
more you're
that.
talking. Look at Russians. You want to look at currency. You want to compare stable countries against you guys doing business with Russia all the time, which is really stupid. But look at their currency. Their currency and their markets are horrendous, and it's because of the way that they behave and the things that they've done to themselves. And India is on a bad path by doing business with, in my mind, the axis of evil. Iran, um, North Korea, being seen with North Korea on a trying to do trade is really ridiculous. But like North Korea, China, Russia, I mean, you're talking about dealing with nothing but bad actors, and it's not going to be great for that. That's not making And Modi always came over here and started talking about making India great again. Was that really going to make India great again? I don't think any of the decisions he's made has made India great again. I think it's made India worse. And I'd love to take the challenge of that. The only reason we don't hate India, our country doesn't hate India at all. We've always loved India, and I've never seen that in my lifetime change. The thing is that we have to protect ourselves against the evil countries that did want to harm us. And if you guys continue to enrich those countries and do things against our interests, just like any country, you're going to feel the impact of that. That's why India is so scared about BRIC. If their reason to go into BRICS is because they're scared that we're going to sanction their currency, then don't do stupid stuff. Don't just no other country is. The funny thing is that most countries don't do what India is doing, and they're much more successful than India. Um, just saying. I mean, like, I just don't understand why the goal should not be let's look at the cheapest because
Here's a
that's the
currency
best
converter. I posted
India.
it. Somebody can do a currency converter. I posted in the chat that if you want to do
Oh,
like a currency, yeah,
converter, yeah.
yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
try
have
it.
to run. It was great talking with you. I wasn't even prepared. I just came on and
I'm
started
glad you
talking.
enjoyed this.
This was without any preparation. This is all off the top of my head. But I'm happy to, if it's a nice friend, I'm okay with having friendly discussions against Indians in India that want to talk about this stuff or anyone else in
And
the world.
again, nobody hates you guys. It's just everybody has disagreements with
I
the
love
economy
India.
center.
I love Indians. Like I said, I've worked with Indians all my life. I love India and I love Indians. And to be honest with you, I wish the best for them. And
Well,
I don't feel what the government has been doing is good for India at all. I think it's stupid. And it you can't prove me wrong. You really can't. Just look at the results and look at what they've done. And like, you're not going to be like Venezuela was working with Russia and China and doing the same thing. Venezuela, this is the type of group that you're in. Really, with Maduro is what I'm talking about. It's bad. It's bad for you guys. That is not good. That is not a good direction to go. People that want, and if you don't do things that are not going to hurt the United States, we are happy to work with anybody in the world. And
that's how it has
I
been.
don't even like some of the countries that President Trump has done business with. But you know what? If they're not going to hurt us and they make an agreement not to hurt us,
Then it's
and
fine.
they do, and those countries that we do business with do the right thing, then there's nothing really wrong with that, really, is there? So, like I said, I was surprised a lot of the countries that President Trump got successful trade deals with, and we're doing business with now. But I'd like to see some of those countries' behavior change, and that's a totally different subject. I don't want to even begin to get in. It's a bit long conversation, but yeah, I mean, like, we would never sanction India if India was just doing the right things. And like, they're free to do what they want. That's why they're in the way that the way things are currently. But actions have consequences, and I would like to see them be less poor of a country. Bring more money to the people and let it be less poor. Uh, I would like to see our country put stronger sanctions against India if they don't enforce their constitution by removing slavery from their country. I've talked to a lot of people about this. India is still one of the countries in the world that has a large amount of modern day slavery, and I I think it's horrible, and I don't think India is promoting that. It's illegal in India, but the thing is they're not enforcing their constitution enough to radically
He's
put an end to
saying,
it.
someone's saying that U.S. already sanctions in 1998. Do you want to educate that why they do it?
1998, man, I'd have to do a little research to figure out what the heck he's talking about because, like, my brain, I don't have a photographic memory to go back and remember why in 1998 we sanctioned India. But like I said, you guys keep doing things against the American interests, Any country would do that. Every country. No, we're not going to start doing business and making you guys money when you guys are hurting us. No country would do that. That's stupid.
Any other questions? You know what? I'll post it. It literally, here's a
Hold on.
documentary, and
Someone
I'll.
says I am lying. Is that what that? Is that what that
Yeah,
says?
they're
I'm
saying that
lying
you're
about
lying.
what?
They're saying that you did it in 1998. So I'm gonna post a documentary.
We've sanctioned India a bunch of times. I know that for a fact. We've sanctioned India a bunch of times, and a lot of it was because they were doing business and with skirting our sanctions, mainly with Iran is one of the big ones. Recently, in my recent mind, like I said, I didn't research. I just popped on the call.
Here's a
But
link. Everybody can read why. Then to slavery is illegal in India. He's saying slavery is illegal in India.
I just said that sanction. I know that your guys' constitution says, specifically outlaws slavery. I get that. A lot of countries have constitutions that say certain things. The biggest problem is that it has to be enforced strictly. It has
Right.
to have major enforcement. And go look at any search on India and modern day slavery, and there's a hell of a lot that's been written about it. I didn't just make it up. It didn't just come from me. I did a little research on it, and I could come back with even more facts if I prepared, and that's what you wanted to talk about. But like I said, there is a lot of underground slavery in India. It's underground, like I'm saying, it's not state sponsored. I didn't say that. I said it's outlawed. But the thing is that a lot of things are outlawed and then not enforced very well, and that is something that is still there is a with your guys' population. It was something I read. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, like 22 million people in slavery, in modern day slavery, and all different types of modern day slavery. So that is all true. Go look it up. Go Google search it. Go on AI and ask it to do analysis. I didn't make it up, but I would like to see India be forced that if we're going to, at least with the United States, if we're going to help make India great again by opening up our economy to them, that's not going to happen unless they change their behavior, like in the things that I mentioned. But even then, I would say that they also should have some.
He's saying, "Are you a tech person?" Yeah, he is.
Yes.
He's a tech. He's a tech.
This is yeah, and like I said, this is a casual conversation. I didn't research anything before I came on here. I didn't prepare.
No, I
This is
posted some stuff. Whatever
this
you
is
guys asked,
all
I
this
posted some
information
stuff.
is just off the top of my head. But like I love talking about this stuff because I love geopolitics. I have a Discord site where people from all over the world and we talk about this type of stuff all the time.
Do you
Um,
have the link? You're welcome to share it with my subscribers if you want to invite them in.
well, I could do that after this. You can share it.
Let me see if I can
You
find
can
this.
generate a invite, and it's open, so you can generate an invite and copy
Yeah.
paste it into the chat if you want. Everybody's
Yes.
invited. It's not a closed private Discord, and like we talk about, I mean, like we're not doing it to start arguments and fights. We can debate about any subject, and like everybody's points are their own points, and we support everybody's opinions. And I got Israelis in there. I got Germans in there. I got God. How many? Think about it, Muna.
I think you have to
How many different countries? There's a long list of
you
countries.
have more lists than I do actually. That's the funny thing. You have more lists than I do.
We have a lot of people from countries all over the world, and we're happy to talk about anything. And we go in voice chat and have discussions about stuff all the time. Everybody's welcome. Obviously, if you troll, you're going to be removed very quickly. Don't even bother if you're a troll. There's no point. You're going to just be booted off immediately, and then I could easily.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Um,
This thing's like hanging on me. My Discord. After I would send them the link, it's like hanging on me.
but I got to run now. But it was great talking with you. And if we want to have like a roundtable in the future, and it doesn't have to be just about India I know lately you've been having Indians on, but if it, anybody wants to come on and have a discussion, and I'm sure our Israeli friends would love to join,
Oh my God,
and
that thing's like getting.
bring in our Iranian friend. Bring in. There's a lot of like I said, we got people from all over the world who would love to just join in discussion from their
Oh
point of
my
view.
God, I need to access this stream. That lawnmower guy's like distracting my stream.
No, it's actually muting it pretty well because I don't hear it. I hear it very little bit coming out of your end. But
That lawn.
I'm gonna run. It was great talking with you, and
Guys, like, okay, come on into his
was,
Discord. Come in here and you can go to his Discord too. Enter here
oh yeah, there you go.
to meet Hacksaw.
Everybody's welcome. Don't be a troll. That's the only thing I ask. Trolls will be, you'll last 1 second. There's no point. But like, if you're respectful, that's all I ask is everybody be respectful of each other on the Discord. Um, I don't have a lot of rules on the Discord other than be nice to each other.
That's all you
Um,
ask for. Be respectful to each
I mean,
other.
you can't be successful if everybody's yelling and screaming and saying bad things about each other, and I don't like that. And
Like, here we go. I got your link.
even in a
And
debate,
this
I don't
is Hacksaw server.
interested in debating somebody who wants to be yelling and saying bad things about each other. That's not what I'm interested in.
Here you go. I sent a request for Hacksaw server.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me on, and I hope people that watched got some, at least from an American point of view, just one American here.
Guys, there's
Um,
more stuff ahead. There's more stuff ahead right now. So just make yourself ready. And I'm just gonna say one thing: India, you are on a good start. Just some stuff you just need to change your ways. Nobody's saying you're a bad country. Nobody said that. We're just saying that certain things with time, you should just like change your ways if you're ready to.
I love India, and I love the Indian people. I've worked with them my whole. We're no country, no people from a country that many people from one country before. I mean, literally, if, other than Americans, obviously. But I mean, like, NIT people from all over the world, South Africa, um, South America, Asia, all over Asia, people from all over the world, mostly on visas. And they're like, I've had great conversations with all of them as I grew up and, got to really know people from all over the world. That's the best thing about being in IT, like, in my career, is that I've got to meet some really great people.
All right,
And
Hacksaw.
like I said,
I'm gonna get
India,
ready to close.
all right. But like I said, India, I love the people from India,
I
and
do too.
I honestly wish them the best. And I can't say anything bad about them other than what the government was doing in these little specific these they're not little these big specific things. And I think that if they went a different route, it would be very different for them. I would like to see them be a less poor country, and they could do that if they change their ways. But I don't think it's going to be done with Modi. Modi's been there for so long. So that's it. I'll let you go.
And I'll say something that you always told me. I seen you and Dor debate about Netanyahu all the time, what you agree, what you disagree with, and I just sit there flat, quiet, listening to you both argue each other's
It's a
hair
good
off.
debate. I can tell you it's a good debate because I love Israel and I have family in Israel. I've followed Israel all my life since I was a little boy, and that's a totally different subject. And it's not like I don't agree. There's a lot I don't agree.
Trust me, guys. I sit in the middle of him and I just listen to them both just pull each other's hair, and I'm just like, who to listen to? Well, they argue each other about the politics.
Unique perspective of getting it directly from the people who live there.
who actually know the economy. That's what you want to know about the economy. What's a flaw, what's not a flaw, and there's very few people who can really educate the economy. Trust me, I sat in their debates too. They say stuff about Netanyahu to each other. When they're both Jewish, they both disagree with each other on the politics. When that's their ancestral country and he considers himself an American, that's fine. But they had disagreements with each other's politics. It's normal.
There's nothing wrong with it. I honestly enjoy a good, knowledgeable debate about facts, not made up stuff. And we can. The best thing about modern day today is you just simply need to do some deep diving research and find out what
It
the actual
helps.
facts
Like,
are and what the opinions are. Because there's a lot of opinions on different things, and that's fine. Opinions is how facts are formulated, Billy. You figure out what, and some things you can't necessarily determine what the facts are. So they're just what's the most plausible, way to explain a specific thing. And that's fine too. But you can't say a fact is a fact when it's not. I mean, you'd have to
I'll give an
prove that.
example. I'll give the
You have to
funniest
prove that.
example of all. People feel that Raza Pahlavi is going to be free, but the problems are just going to come to an end and happily ever after. No, the Kurds people are not going to shut up. The Kurds are already shouting already when he's not even in his seat yet. Problems never end for a country. It doesn't matter what it is, there's always problems.
That's good though, because it gives us a lot of stuff. If you follow stuff like that as much as possible, it gives us a lot of stuff, really good stuff to talk about. That's the best thing about it. And like I said, even today there was so much news happening today. Like I was all over my posting what was happening today in America on my Discord. It was like it was like, oh, I woke up and I couldn't even keep track of it. It was so much stuff. A lot of it I didn't even realize it was happening. Like for instance, Hegseth and Rubio were briefing the House and the Senate, and they did a quick press conference. But I'll let you go. Did I lose you? I think I lost you.
I'm going to get ready to close this thing out because I have a phone call in the middle. I have to close this camera. You guys take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.